Hi guys, welcome back to Liv Teixeira production. We're gonna do some of these on video. At least I'm gonna try to do more on video. I don't always, because sometimes I'm like tired at the end of the day and I just want to record a podcast, or I wake up early and I record a podcast, and it's just so easy to just grab a mic and my computer and go. But for the sake of content, we will do some of them on YouTube and some of them in video form. And today we're talking about choices and how choices impact your entire life in regards to your relationship, your business, your career, your happiness, your health, all of the good things. And we're not just going to talk about choices, we're going to talk about how to make better choices for you and the goals that you have, because the choices that you make may look different than the choices that other people make, because your choices are indicative of your goals, which is kind of where we're going to start. The first piece here is, what is it that you're working towards? What is it that's important to you right now? What in this season of life is your number one priority? What is the area in which you want to make a change? Because our choices indicate our results. And if we make better choices in life, we're going to have better results. So for example, if your main focus is something gym related, something health related, something wellness related, whether this is going to be eating choices or working out choices or movement choices or however that looks for you, right? What are the choices that need to be made in order to ensure success in this area? So first off, we're going to focus on the goal. So what is it that you're trying to accomplish? Do you have some aesthetic? Do you have some like target for health or wellness or mindset or whatever that is? Is there something you want to commit to because it makes you feel good? Like whether it's running or working out or whatever, right? Figure out what your goal is in that area. I know we have summer coming up. I know a lot of people get excited about that. Do you have some physical related goal? Do you have some wellness related goal? What is that goal and why is it important to you? Why does this goal matter so much to you? How is this going to improve your life in not just this area, but every other area that it's connected to? Because everything that we do has to come from a deep why. And I know that we could sit here and be like, oh, like I want to do this is important to me, blah, 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 and give like a surface level response, but dig deep and really ask yourself, why does this matter to me? Why is this important? If I achieve this thing, whether it's in like my fitness or my career or my business, what does this say about me? What does this mean about me? Am I a determined person? Am I a committed person? Am I an accomplished person? What is the value that you are giving yourself to said thing? How is this going to change your life? How is this going to improve different areas of your life? Not just this specific area, but how do the lessons and the skill set and also the result, how do both of those things affect other areas of your life? How does this help you show up more powerfully, more aligned, in a more healthy, clear-minded way? What are the results? What is like the goal, the results, the outcome? How does it make you feel? What do you feel about yourself? I am a person that blank in regards to your identity if you accomplish this said thing. Because our why and our identity and our payoff and the outcomes, all of those things factor into the why. And why we're doing this and why this is important to us. The why is going to be so indicative of our motivation, right? So how we're motivated, why we're motivated, to the extent at which we're motivated. How much energy and passion have you cultured up in order to achieve said thing, right? So figure out whatever your main goal is for the next 3 months, for the next year, whatever it is for you, right? I don't know. Whatever it is, figure out what the goal is and why. And I talk extensively about like how a goal should be very specific, have a numeric value, all of those things. Try to make your goal as specific as you can. That's a whole nother podcast in and of itself. But your goal and your why is step one. Figure those two things out so we can move into step two. Now, step two is kind of like a free-for-all, right? I want you guys to write down all of the different things that you're going to have to do to ensure that this goal is met. All of the things from like daily commitments to sacrifices, the big things, the little things, everything in between. What are all of the choices that you're going to have to make to ensure that this thing gets done, to ensure that you reach this goal, whatever the goal may be, right? So say I'm working with you as a business client, right? And you have a monetary goal. what does that look like? What does the work look like the meat and the potatoes of that project? What does that look like for you? So it's saying yes to sales calls. It's saying yes to marketing plans. It's saying yes to whatever avenue you're going, right? It's saying no to certain things. It's saying no to certain activities or things that aren't conducive. There's certain sacrifices that you must make in order to get where you want to go. In regards to, you know, the health and wellness one, no, you're not going to be getting fast food. No, you're not going to be doing all of these extra things. There's certain sacrifices that you must be willing to make in order to reach this goal. And not in a restrictive, like, negative way, in a self-love way. And like, oh, I'm not going to do these things because they don't make me feel good and they're not conducive to my goals. If it's not conducive to my goals and the person I'm trying to become, then why would I engage in those anyways? Unless it is a treat, an occasion, a whatever. Of course, that's life. Like, you want to make life enjoyable and you want to have fun living. But at the end of the day, this is your focus. This is what you're working towards. That's why you're here listening to this podcast, right? So I want you to list out all of those things, top to bottom. I want you to list out the little things, the big things, and everything in between. What is it going to take? What is the level of commitment that this goal is going to require? What are the things that you have to do? What are the things that you can no longer do? What are the things you need to focus on? What are the things that you need to ignore? What are the things that you need to master, right? All of these things I want you to have in a list. And then I want you to pick 5, okay? Hear me out. I want you to pick 5 that are the most impactful and the most influential to you achieving this goal. What are the things that you know you have to do or have to avoid in order to ensure that this goal is met? These are going to be more specific to you than they would be anybody else, because there are certain things that you're not doing that you know you have to do that are going to be on this list, this top 5. And there are certain things that you are doing that you know you need to cut out that are also going to be on this list of the top 5, right? This helps us kind of clarify our energy and our output, right? So what is it that we need to be doing, what we need to eliminate, what we need to kind of like assess and focus on in order to hit this goal. And number 3, this is all about choices, right? The choices that we make end up being the deciding factor for how our lives are lived, our day-to-day, like everything. Our choices hold so much weight in our life. The people that we choose, the places we live, the careers that we pursue, the goals that we pursue, they are so indicative of how fulfilled and how happy we are in our lives. So in regards to our goals, what are the choices that we need to make? What are the choices that you need to make in order to be a happier, healthier, more fulfilled version of you? Because at the end of the day, our goals should make us happy and we should enjoy the process along the way. These are things that should mean a lot to us and hold a lot of weight in our heart. And if we're doing the right things in regards to creating authentic goals, then it's really, really easy to show up for ourselves, because this will make us a happier, healthier, and more fulfilled person, right? Not just achieving it, but also the pursuit and the little steps along the way. We will feel proud. We will feel more aligned and more purposeful working towards it than working against it. So what choices do you need to make? And this one's up to you. This is not something I can necessarily give you, but what are the choices that you need to make? What are the choices that are absolutely crucial in you achieving this thing? What are the things that are absolutely essential in you creating this version of yourself that can accomplish these things, that can go after these things? Because the choices that we make in life are so impactful, and it's so much deeper than just the goals that we set. That's like something to give you focus and direction, but the choices that we make, they hold weight in a way that other things don't. They're directly tied to your insecurities. They're directly tied to your confidence. They're directly tied to the way that you feel about yourself and your identity and the beliefs that you have about yourself. And I talk a lot about limiting beliefs because I think that it's kind of like skated over in the conversation. It's like a very quick part of the coaching process, but I believe that it is so ingrained in who we are, and it's likely patterns that have gone on for years and years and years, and this helps with that. Like when we talk about healing limiting beliefs and healing insecurities and healing anything that's holding you back, right? This will be part of that healing process, and that is making choices that are conducive for a better you, for a better future, for you having more self-love, for you having more happiness and more fulfillment and more success. And at the end of the day, I think it's important to know that like you go to sleep with you every single night. Like you know what you did in a given day or week or whatever, right? You know the choices that you made. You know the decisions that you made. You know the commitments that you made. You know that the promises that you made, you either kept or didn't keep. That is something that you live with. And that's not about like guilting or shaming or any of those things, but you want to be proud of yourself at the end of the day. You want to be proud of yourself at the end of the week and at the end of a month, and especially at the end of the year. You want to look at your life over the last year and say, wow, I've had so much growth. I've had so many amazing experiences that I cultivated through being intentional and being myself and doing all the right things, right? I use this conversation of goals to invite some thought of maybe something of more substance and things that are a little bit deeper in regards to like your identity and who you are and what you're choosing to do with this life. I made a TikTok the other day about like, we all think that we have more time. We all take time for granted, and not even in the sense of like losing people and not saying you love them and that kind of thing, but we take so much time for granted in regards to our goals and what we want to do in life. And I look at goals as like an all-encompassing thing. Like I don't just look at goals as like career. I also look at goals as like, what type of relationship do you want with your significant other? What type of relationships do you want in your life with your friends and your family? And really what type of experiences you want to have. Like life is meant to be fun. Life is meant to be experienced to the fullest. And what that looks like for you is going to be different than what it looks like for me or your friends or your family or whatever. But you want to live a life that is goal-oriented and forward-focused, and you want to live a life that you're very proud of and excited to live. And goals are an intrinsic part of that. And if you can get this down, you can get anything down, because the choices in your life make up all of the experiences that you have. And if you can focus on your goals and the things that you want to experience and the things that you want to create, those things will fall in line as they come. As you make the right choices and you make choices for your best self, all of the other things will follow suit. And that is gonna be it for this episode. If you guys watched it on YouTube, thank you so much. Give it a little comment. Let me know what your goal is and what you're working towards and the choices that you made. If you're listening to this on iTunes, give me a little rating and review. That always helps. Anyways, like I said, I'm gonna try to do more of these, more of like the video style ones. So it'll be on like YouTube, all that good stuff. It'll still be on all the podcast streaming platforms and whatnot. But yeah, I like doing it like this every once in a while. And no, did I just spell that? No. And no, we're not sponsored, but these are bomb. And I'm loving them. Anyways, me and Dre just bought these, and well, we just bought them for the second time. We did the first like month and a half, give or take, and then we liked them and ordered them again. And honestly, these are expensive, but very much good if you're trying to get rid of like a lot of supplements and you just want to have something that's in everything. This is like kind of your go-to. This has a lot of stuff. We've been like looking into it for like different people, you know, I don't know, different people have different goals and interests and issues and whatnot. And this has come up time and time again, because every person that looks at the ingredients is like, oh, I wouldn't need to buy like this probiotic or this multivitamin or this or that or whatever. It genuinely has a lot. So no code, no affiliation, but give it a go, because they're great. They're great. And honestly, they don't taste that bad either. Like, I'm gonna be real with you, greens are usually terrible. Like, terrible. And these are actually pretty good. They kind of have like, I don't want to say good, because then you get like this idea like, oh, it's like a juice or whatever. It's not. But it does have, it's like greens, like light greens with like a hint of pineapple juice. And now I kind of like it. So I'll put a little link so you guys can check it out. But there's nothing I gain from that. There's nothing you gain from that. Just maybe buying a good product. Anyways, bye.